Yeah.
Hey, we're live. We're just 2 minutes early or something.
Hey.
Hi, everybody. We are here for the 12:30 Creating with the Crew. We've got Kitty Chaos, who's actually to my...
No, you
you're not supposed to touch me because I got to disinfect everything.
Okay, I was just junk it in there.
And we are, we're I don't think anybody's here yet because we're early. But, might as well try to be entertaining, right? I hope
you might watch it again later.
I wonder if we can be heard.
Yes. Oh.
Good morning. Good morning. I hope, can you hear us? This is a new setup for the mics, so we're just, all right, just got the thing. Okay, great.
We can be heard.
Great, yay.
I'm entertained by this. I don't know what it is.
That's my cover for that light there.
Oh.
Don't pop it.
I'm not going to pop it. I'm just squishing. I'm just squishing it.
Hey, just some guy and Sir Whitebad. Great to see you both. And we are here once again, coming to you live from the Great Hall of Sherwood Forest Fair, where we are here for...
Isn't it great?
It's pretty. This is a great hall.
This is a great hall.
I'd just like you to note that even though we're sitting right next to each other and I have more lights on my face, somehow Kitty's camera is actually it's making her brighter.
It's not the camera. It's just because I'm radiant.
Well, there's that. There's that.
My computer's newer than yours?
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's
maybe I just haven't wiped all the dirt off of my... There we go. Oh, see, all the difference in the world. Well, what are we doing today? Kitty, I think you're just doing mind games. That's really what Kitty's doing.
That's what I came here for.
Kitty's going to work on some mind games. I am still continuing. I've got three major projects. 3 major projects today. One is to redo the Dungeons and Dragons Castle Tour to England and Scotland promo material, which is all Photoshoppy kind of stuff. Because we've decided on a date for next year, 2020. I know it's like a majillion years until then.
2022?
2022, yes.
2020 was last year.
I know. 2020 didn't exist. We don't talk about 2020.
Yeah. Oh, how are you feeling, by the way?
Oh, I'm still loopy. Haven't you been able to tell?
I've noticed a little bit, but you're not feeling bad. You're just feeling weird.
So for those of you who don't know, I just got my second COVID shot yesterday, right before the game. Sounds like a perfect time to do it.
That's what I did like a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. And so I got it at like 1:00 Central Time, which is where we are. And then, it was, so my first shot, like the day after, I'm Team Pfizer. So day after, it was like, oh, I got a little, it was like somebody punched me okay, not like a hard punch. It was just a pretty good punch, like, oh, okay. And then I was gone, nothing fine. So then, oh boy, 10 hours afterwards, it was like somebody had punched me really, like TJ had punched me like a couple times.
The first one was if I punched you, and then the second was if TJ punched you.
Yeah, the first one was like if Kitty had just punched me good, but I was like, oh, you see. But
TJ's stronger than me, guys.
TJ's a little stronger. Also, he knows how to punch really well because he teaches MMA, and which I know.
I like thinking of Romulus as being a ninja.
He plays Romulus, but underneath all of that soft, squishy exterior is a man of steel, and he can punch you really hard. I think some of my most scary moments was taking some classes with him where he was like, okay, so first lesson, he's like, okay, so what you do is, like, if you're going to punch someone, but you're keeping yourself soft, so you're just reaching, but if you see that you're missing him, just stick your thumb out and try to get it right in his eye. But if that misses, just reach around behind his head and grab his head. And then, and he's doing this to me, like very slowly, talking me through it. And I'm like, and he's like, all right, see, and when you start to try to pull away, I've already got you by the back of the neck, so you're not going anywhere. So the farther you try to pull, I'm just gonna keep going. And then he takes his hand and he's like, and then what you're gonna do is like bring it in. And I was like, oh my God, he's gonna punch me in the face. And I'm like, and so you're bringing this in, and then he like starts to turn, and I was like, oh, he's not. And so like there was that fear, and then there's a little bit of joy, like a real release, because I was like, oh, he's not gonna punch me. He's like, because then you bring in with your elbow, and then and so there was like, I was like, oh, okay, oh God. You do not want to get hit by his elbow. Just let me just say. Anyway, so right now it's about it's almost 24 hours later. No fever, so that's good. Some people have had fevers. My arm is sore. Like I had a really good workout, and then TJ punched me twice. That's pretty much what it is.
Do you want me to punch you in the other arm so it just kind of
bounce it out?
Yeah,
just go for it. And yeah. But what I was going to say was that I was absolutely loopy as I went back to the house after the game, and I made apparently a chicken patty taco, and I'm just going to put that in quotes. As far as I know, I took a tortilla and these 2 chicken patties and I'm going to put chicken patties in quotes because those things, I don't even know if they're real.
Are we doing a cooking show now? This is great.
Well, this is a how not to cook, honestly, because it was basically I took the fajita and I took the 2 pieces of chicken patty and I put them on there and I threw it in the microwave for 2 minutes, and then I sat there trying to figure out how I was going to eat it after it was just boiling hot. It was boiling hot, and everyone was looking at me like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "I don't think so," and yeah, then I went to bed. Hi everybody. Hi Zolani and Sally. Hi,
Sir David Personal.
Sir David, great to have you back. Good to see you.
Dragason.
Moderna shot was nothing. Second is Saturday. All right. I just cannot tell you how excited I am that everybody's getting their shots. I know there's of course been issues. There's always issues. Look, they, blasted this out, the whole thing with Johnson & Johnson. Okay, sure. All right. I get it. But I was listening to the news about that. It's like, what, 1 in a million? And okay, yeah, that's, if you have 350 million people, well, that's a lot of people. But
don't get that one.
Get the other one. I don't know. So we're working it out as best we can.
Just get something. I want to hug everybody again.
Yeah. Yes. There you go. Well, I've been doing a lot of talking.
So, oh man, I totally had something interesting to talk about, and then I forgot what it was.
Really? I'm the loopy one.
Good morning. Oh,
Aww.
Just some guy from Tennessee. Too much. Don't stop ever.
Wait, you know what? We can't see our names here.
Everybody needs to know our names.
I know, right? Kitty, everyone needs to see our names, says Paulo Garbanzo.
I want to talk about the show last night. That was really fun.
About the show.
I'm really excited about this adventure.
Sweet.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about the show.
So I can't stop thinking about Thassa.
Thassa is, of course, one of the gods from the Odyssey of Theros source book. They are in no way sponsoring this show, but I just thought I'd mention.
We just like them.
We just like them. So yeah, and of course, there's other gods and things like that. I actually, and then I like to, I like to use. I don't like to use gods that nobody knows. This is a kind of thing with me. This is why I made it's actually Thassa. Thassa.
Mufasa.
Mufasa. Well, it's like Mufasa and a Moop all put together. Mufasa. No. Yeah. So I just have a whole thing about when you make up gods.
Oh, we're on the wrong side. When we look at each other, we look the wrong way.
Let's fix that right now.
We can also just look at each other right here.
I'm not touching you.
You're not. Come a little farther. There it is.
It's like, wait, where? Come on, arm and hand match. Arm and hand match. Wait,
I can't get mine far enough.
I can tilt the camera. Yeah. See. Okay. So here's the thing. Jawsless, right? Like it's Jaws and Jesus mixed into one. That's Jawsless. So you already have pretty much all the information you need about that God, right? I mean, you just say Jawsless and you're like, giant shark, kind of like Jesus, but Jesus shark. Boom. Right? See, that's the kind of things that I like to do. And then, and that's why it's so popular, because you just say Jawsless and you're like, boom.
And
what more do you need to know?
There's so much fun there. Like,
absolutely.
Sharks are awesome. We're all chum. Like, sharks are awesome. Sharks are awesome. Like, that's, yeah, he's my favorite God, I guess.
Thulsa Doom. Yes. And yeah, so I like to, that's that whole thing where like, even say like with Norse gods or even Greek gods, if you don't know about them, you're kind of like, okay, you kind of have a pretty good idea what Thor is all about, or Odin, or but you're like, what about those other gods? I don't know. You got to look them up. And that's why I made the whole Gilligan religion, is because everybody my age, I don't know, those kids today and they're non-Gilligan knowing people, they just don't know the ways of the old peoples.
Because they don't have to watch just whatever comes on now. You get to pick what you watch now.
True.
So you don't accidentally see things like Gilligan's Island and MASH.
Right. So my concept was that if we are 6 feet apart, Tommy, 6 feet, and the microphone is right in between. Anyway, so the concept about Gilligan was that, well, first of all, it was the whole concept that all of these characters are actually all Commedia dell'arte characters, which also are all gods, because gods in polytheistic religions are usually a section of, like, they're a section of humanity. So like you have war, you have love, you have magic, you have communication, you have luck, you have all these things, right? So there's somebody who deals with each one of those things, and it's all facets of humanity. So, so basically,
it looks like this.
Oh yeah, there it is. It has a big giant. So the bigger temples, if you can see that. Oh, you printed it up. That's so sweet. And
like
the bigger temples have like the shark head, but it's coming up just like in the movie poster. And then it's like a big open mouth that you walk into. Like, that's not creepy at all, right? So, I mean, seriously, is it any creepier than having a guy on a cross? I'm just gonna say. But
what would the Jesus equivalent to blood frenzy be? Would it be like wine frenzy?
He's drunk. Again, not making it fun of anyone's religion, but at the same time, when you kind of like take a step away from it and you're like, oh, that is kind of weird though. And no more weirder than a giant temple that looked like a shark's mouth that you just walk into. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's plenty of, there's like, but you get to walk out, right? That's the thing. But we're all chum in the eyes of Jawsless, or in the mouth of Jawsless. I think I really haven't decided which one's the better. Like, we're all chum in the mouths of Jawsless. Chum.
Yeah. No, I like that. I think that's good.
And it's just, but it's it's the circle of life. It's actually a very reaffirming kind of thing. You just keep swimming, you just keep doing your thing. And eventually, sometimes you're the big fish, sometimes you're the little fish. I have to say that the people who've played Jawsless priests have like had profound, like, they're like, yeah, I get it. It's totally like, it's just.
Why do you think I'm like, why is Aurelia dead? I want to play Aurelia again. I'm going to just say right now that as soon as I get the chance, like, I'm not going to just like abandon Echo right now, but like when the time comes, I'm going to be playing Aurelia's great granddaughter, who looks exactly like her and is also named Aurelia. Right. So that's going to happen.
Well, apparently, Andrew's character looks just like Gear Chaser's family the family trait. Otherwise, it would have been smoked a little bit more than he was by that guy last night. So to finish that thought about, say, like Gilligan's Island themed religion, is that it's easy to make those stock characters that are all Commedia characters into aspects of humanity, which is what they are. And that's what makes them stock characters, is because they are each portraying an aspect of humanity. So whether you make them a god or whether you make them a character from Star Wars, because you can, by the way, BT dubs, go down the list of Star Wars characters and they're all Commedia dell'arte characters. Absolutely. It does get weird though, because in the first movie, Luke and Leia would technically be Amoroso and Amorosa, which are the lovers, but they are brother and sister. So it gets awkward a little later down the road. But technically, those would be those two characters. And, and it's funny.
They didn't know yet, so it's fine.
Yeah, they didn't know. It was an accident. Which is hilarious, though, because Darth Vader is technically Pantalone. So if he wore a red suit that was like underwear, like long johns, that would be, and a big black mask would be great. Anyway, so we can go down the list, but
let's do Commedia dell'arte Star Wars.
Oh yeah.
Like it takes from that, then we take from it, taking from that to do that.
And the best part is that you can then also mix that with Rocky Horror Picture Wars. And
Rocky Horror Picture Wars.
Yes. So Starry Horror Picture Wars and is where you mix those characters, because then Luke and Leia being brothers and sisters and being Janet and Brad.
Is it weird because they never hook up in there? They just hook up with everybody else. You're a genius.
Oh yeah, and you still have the servants. So Commedia dell'arte. We want to do. All right, this is the route we're going, everybody. Commedia dell'arte time. So C-3PO and R2-D2 are both servant characters, and they are Puccinello and Arlecchino. And the difference between those two is that one is more mischievous, R2-D2, and the other one's a little bit more trying to follow the rules, but then also gets away with some things every now and again. But he's definitely more in the rule booky sort of way. And that's R2-D2 and C-3PO, absolutely, down to the way. He did, I would say Dottore being Obi-Wan Kenobi is a little mixed, because usually Dottore is like a bumbling idiot, although he does get himself killed.
Well, I mean, Obi-Wan has like some really like cute things that he says that are sort of comedic. He's not bumbling, but they're like like old guy little kid jokes, right?
Yeah,
I don't know how to explain old guy little kid jokes. They're just like soft goofy jokes.
You mean like interrupting Cal, moo, like that sort of thing? Like knock knock,
No,
who's there?
no.
Like knock knock jokes?
Like, I don't know, puns, I guess. Like puns. In the realm of puns.
Rocky Horror Picture Wars would have been better than the Disney sequels. I think so.
Can we put on this show somewhere?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
Good.
So Rocky Horror Picture. So Darth Vader is Frankenfurter, is Pantalone. And then of course, so like wearing a red suit with a corset with the Darth Vader helmet, the cape, they both have capes. That would be great. That's super easy. Han Solo is of course Rocky. And let's call him Beefcake. Meatloaf is of course Chewbacca, and Dottore, aka Obi-Wan Kenobi, is Dr. Scott. Yeah. So he's always got to be a doctor. And so it's always got to be doctor.
Brilliant.
And and then you have Riff Raff and Magenta, who are C-3PO and R2-D2.
Where does Columbia fit in?
Columbia is extra. She's extra. Yeah, that is a good one, because she's not quite a servant. Not quite a servant character, but not quite a. Oh gosh, I'll have to think about that one.
Oh, I spaced out because I was reading the comments. Who was
hang on. Riff Raff is, in my opinion, so it depends. That those two servant characters, of course, end up having their own thing going on. So, but basically, you have Puccinello and Arlecchino, and those are both servant characters. And then you have Riff Raff and Magenta, so they're both servant characters. I think Magenta would be a little bit more
I think
R2D2.
Yeah.
And then C-3PO would be Riff Raff.
I think so too.
Yeah. Turn it into a movie. I'm trying. There's a lot of copyrights, though. Like, I can get everybody's copyrights and make it a musical. That's the thing. Got to make it musical. Because, I mean, why wouldn't you? Right? So there we go. This is Creating with the Crew. We're going to make Rocky Horror Picture Wars. So, yes. So this is something that this actually started here at Sherwood a million years ago at the very beginning, because there was a Commedia dell'arte troupe that was here. But see, I say proper Commedia dell'arte, which is basically like 1500, 1400s, wouldn't have been around in the Middle Ages. And so they were like, hey, can you change Commedia to be like whatever Commedia was in the 1200s? And they're like, yeah, but no one's going to recognize what it was. Like, it's not going to be Commedia. It's going to be something else. And they were like, sure, do that. And
I would be so pissed.
And so then I was like, here, guys, like, here's what you do. So if you're aware of 10th to 12th century theater, it's a lot of, in Europe, it's a lot of pageant plays. So they take stuff from the Bible and they make a pageant wagon and they push it around for the various holidays. Kind of like what I did in the solstice episode, where there's like all these pageant wagons and all these various and sundry things. So, but they would have scenes from the Bible, because again, people weren't as literate. They just knew the stories from being told the stories. So you're like, oh, that's the story of Noah and blah, blah, blah. But here's the thing, what they would do a lot of times, again, when I say they do, I mean, there are instances of, so you can't say that everywhere, all the time, all the people. But there are instances of people using modern something and then putting it in their religious pageant play to mix it up. So you have the story of Noah, but now Noah in the Bible was a drunk, apparently. Like the story goes that he is a drunk, and so what they'll do is they'll be like, the guy playing Noah looks a lot like the mayor, because we know the mayor's drunk, and you're like, oh, but he's Noah.
It's Noah.
It's totally Noah. It's totally not the mayor. But they're totally making fun of the mayor. So they take this modern thing and they put it in their religious pageant play to give it that little mix. And so you get the like, it's basically when I give a current joke at a Renaissance fair. So I'm going Renaissance, current meme. Renaissance, current meme. Because you have to, because that's what the audience understands and that's what the audience knows. So you do that. So I was like, guys, here's what you got to do. You got to like do a little mashup. You do like a Bible play, but then also throw in some do a modern movie, but make it and I was like, look, Bruce Willis in Flood Hard. So you do Noah, but it's also Die Hard. And, which would probably be better than that Noah movie that just came out recently.
We did that a little bit with the Mousetrap show for a couple of years.
We tried. Yes. Yeah.
Sometimes it was funny.
Sometimes. One year we did the Mousetrap, the Christmas special, and we did It's a Wonderful Mousetrap. And basically, without telling anybody, we did It's a Wonderful Life. And like, it worked. It was great.
Combat juggling.
But with combat juggling and mousetraps. Let's see. So, I was just looking at here. Columbia is an extra, like Kitty is an extra juggler. Oh, too soon. Too soon. Let's see. Yes. So presumably you want the songs from Rocky Horror Picture Show parodied with Star Wars Commedia dell'arte lyrics. Yes.
And everybody wants to see Darth Vader in high-waisted panties and tights.
Yeah.
And by tights, I mean pantyhose.
Right. Like garters, but they have to be red for pantalone.
That's fine.
So red, boom, corset, bam. I'd
Who's
do
Rocky?
it. Rocky's Han Solo.
I meant the comedian name.
Oh. So he's the braggart soldier. Milos Gloriosus is the Roman name. But that's braggart soldier is what they call him. And
yes.
It's like he's not quite Capitano. Now that is a specific character that the Italians were making fun of the Spanish. But he is that's along that same line, the braggart, the rogue. So maybe we should draw these out. I don't know. Let's see. I can see Darth Vader, C3 Raph. Yep. Artugenta.
I'm calling that one.
There you go. Excellent. I love it. Yeah. I'm trying to think though, where would Columbia fit in? I mean, would she be like a general Moff, like one of the generals? Because I mean, she's up there in the hierarchy, but she's not quite. I don't know. I mean,
she could be Darth Maul.
Yeah, but I mean, where are we going for? Are we going for the entire Star Wars history, or are we just going for like the classic Star Wars?
I think whatever allows us to have the most fun.
Yeah, because you can pop. Because that's the thing. So you can do the time warp, and everyone shows up as like every Star Wars character ever. Right? That would be you could do your Star Wars cosplay, mix it up. Oh my gosh. I'm loving this. Nat 21 Con. We're doing Starry Horror Picture Wars.
Starry Horror Picture Wars. I love it.
Yeah, yes. Anyway, so getting back to the Sherwood thing. So I was like, guys, you got to do like a Noah and Die Hard and mix it up and do like, we're doing Noah, but we're actually doing Die Hard. So everyone gets it, but then it's like, no, we're telling a story. But they ended up switching it around a little bit more than I would have done, because then they ended up doing like 2 modern movies. And I was like, well, that wasn't the point, guys. But I have to say one of our best ones was, oh gosh, what was it called? It was a mashup between Shrek. Oh, right. It was called The Shrexorcist. And so it was like everybody teams up and then we have to fight the Shrexorcist, which is like, it was great. And I got to be Inigo Montoya and Puss in Boots at the same time. So all the Spanish characters ever.
That's fine.
Hello. And I got to say, hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. Oh, I think I said, hello, my name is Puss in Boots. You killed my father. Prepare to die. And then he wouldn't die. That was the thing. So everybody got a chance to kill him, but he wouldn't die. Anyway, it was a ton of fun. But yes. Let's see. Oh gosh. Let's see. I'm just looking at just some guys.
I just read that.
Much ado about nothing. And let's see if I can do that. Oh, wrong one. Boop. Oh, characters all replaced by the Clintons. I mean, how many Clintons are there?
I don't know, but what a sad day for the costumer.
Oh, yeah, everything. Grand Moff Columbia Tarkin. I think that's what we're going with. So yeah. So if you have any ideas about scenes in particular, maybe we just like a gloop.
One gloop.
That's like part group, part moop.
Everything is moops with you.
May the moop be with you. Is that? Oh my gosh! If somebody can come dressed as a moop, that'd be great.
I want a moop costume just because of like comfy, like everywhere you sit.
It would be hot. It was. Remember?
I was going to follow up with that.
Ayala did a moop costume for the Halloween special. was hilarious.
Yeah, she looks.
She's like,
so
this is
cute.
it. I'm taking this
I
off.
can't do it anymore.
Oh my gosh, it's too funny. All right, so if anybody has any, I love this collaborative. Man,
You're good.
I am
You're good
super
at
loopy.
this.
Collaborative.
How am I so loopy? I just don't like doing things in the morning.
It's 11. It's almost noon. What do you mean you not do things in the morning?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I feel weird. Your loopiness is rubbing off on me.
I think so.
Yeah. Or maybe it's because I start the wench day earlier than this, but I start drinking a lot of caffeine and alcohol right away. So
That works. That works. All right. Well, I'm gonna start working on my on this guy right here as I try to use this computer as opposed to that computer. Boop.
I'm gonna play with this thing.
All right. Once again, I have this is the section of, this is Lowport, which is a section of the city of Magecroft. And I've just been drawing away. It's literally been taking me months to do this thing, and I'm having a good time with it. And I just, I work on it till I just get a little tired of working on things, and then I just move on to something else.
I'm pretty impressed. I think I would lose my mind trying to make something like this.
It takes a little while, and then you go, oh, I don't want to do it anymore, and then you stop. So I've got those guys. I've inked the lines in.
What's that trident statue thing right there?
Well, this whole little area is a little religious nook. That is a temple. That's where the priests live, priestesses. Right, they live over there. And then this is a little Poseidon-y thing because it's a seaport, so they're
a lot of water gods.
There's a lot of water gods, so they've got a few. They've got a couple. This is like a little hut that. So, they have the map of the year instead of truly. Oh, hi, baby. What's going on?
Hi,
so I made a couple different ones where it's like, okay, so there's the trident for Poseidon, and then there's this unknown obelisk thing that's like, I don't know. It's just been there for thousands of years, and we don't know. And then there's a little hut there, which is like, this was the hut that somebody was allegedly born in. Some god was like, that's the god. It's like when the Romans had in their forum.
Talk to them.
Sorry, the Romans had in their forum the place where allegedly Romulus had lived. They had his hut, right? So. Of course, is that real? Who even knows?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't. It doesn't matter at all.
Oh,
So.
Where is the temple where we got Ayala's best friend had her exorcism?
Oh, that's on the other side of town.
Oh.
So this is the Lowport. It's called Lowport because it's the shallow port. So it used to be called the Shallow Port, but then everybody just called it, Lowport. And so this is the shallow port where the fishing. Here's all the fishing stuff. So all the fishing boats come in and dump off all their stuff, and then et cetera, et cetera. There's a little Jaws' little shrine.
Oh.
There's a couple people who live over there. See the little stone circle.
A little shark henge.
Little shark henge. That's right. Little shark henge.
Little shark henge.
Shark henge. So I've been working on it. This is so over here. Boop. This is the Whale Tail Inn. There's a couple of whale tails on there, and basically, it's like a big contrived building where it's like they added on, and that's almost done. It's not quite finished. And so right here, though, this is what I actually wanted to work on today was so that they've got the Whale Tail Inn, and then.
Is that a little bridge leading to a second level?
Yes.
Neat.
It goes over the road, and then it leads to their their additional inn, which is like, this is where everybody sleeps. So it's got a little patio on the back there, and then it's got a little patio. It's got the It's got the bar, and then there's a lower bar, and then it goes up to this little not lighthouse kind of thing, but Sharkhenge. Yay! And
You can almost see him. He's very tiny.
And over here, I made a little street market. I got really involved in the street market, and it's like, okay, so it's like, well, there's the I just got a few things for sale, and I'm just gonna do like little things. They have these little rugs, and they're just like, hey, but they're like, don't block the road. And then these are like people who have actual like little booths, and there's a little shoe shine booth right there, and
that's where
guy with a push cart.
You could almost imagine Yodrick before he got turned into a banana pushing his little fruit cart around.
That's right. There's the little fruit cart right there. Like, you see the guy with a fruit cart?
Yeah, that's could be Yodrick.
That could have been Yodrick. Yep. It just says banana in really tiny letters. So.
You've got to put little Easter eggs in the map.
Oh, absolutely.
Of course.
Absolutely. First, I got to get the map mostly done here, people. So, all right. So let me see. Yes, they should let Paulo lay out a real life Ren Fair. They should, actually, for many reasons. But yes, that's the got a whale of a tale to tell you, lad. That's right. Exactly. Mail to Thecla or Metatron can come here. Oh yeah. Okay. There we go. Boop, boop, boop. All right. I'm just checking up on these comments. Sharks sticking up or teeth that will eventually close over the sacrifice in the middle of the circle. Just some guy. That is absolutely was my original thought, was that they're gigantic megalodon teeth. And I'll put it back over here since we're talking about it. Boop. Right. So they're like, but they've been carved to also then look like that. Right. So they look like the Jaws shark mouth. Right. But then boom, but they actually are gigantic teeth. And then, yeah, it would just be like, yeah, totes.
Does someone need the Sherwood address? Can we give that to them?
Oh, we have it somewhere.
What is our mailing address?
Wait, I had it. Wait, I think we have it. Checking the banners. Hey, look, there it is. Boom. Scrolling by. Maybe it would be better if it didn't scroll by. Hang on. Let's try not scrolling.
Okay, the first one. Gotta wait for it to come around again.
All right. And okay, now try that. Mailbag of holding. There it is right there. All right, so what was it going to work on today? We got...
Wait, did you see Puent? He's right there.
Oh, yeah. So
for anybody who doesn't know, Puent is the name of the character of one of our Grand Patreon Saints in the Grand Patreon Saints game. And
there's a couple little huts. I was inspired by Star Wars, which was, of course, filmed on that island. It was filmed on that island outside of Ireland or off Coast Ireland. It's like a little, but there's literally no trees there, and so they just made all the things out of stone. So it was just it's that kind of structure. I mean, just little stone huts, and then you got your little thing, so you can get and these are the crazy things I think about. So like clearly there was an old wooden dock. Now there's a stone one. So they just kind of let the wooden one just rot, So Chris, you're gonna find that, it's like that's that thing where you're like, I'm playing D&D, and and you say, well, okay, you're like, oh, you snag your foot on a broken chunk of wood, and you're like, oh, where'd that come from? You're just making that up. And I'm like, it was in my head the whole time.
Your head is crazy.
I just never said it. I just never said it out loud. Like, of course, there's rotten wood here. This place is thousands of years old. Duh. And nobody cleans up after themselves. Why? Because it's a libertarian paradise where you don't have to clean up after yourself.
Your attention to detail is insane. And I'm very thankful for it because it's a really fun place to play.
Thank you. Thank you. And then there's there's like I said, no one has to clean up after themselves. So there's all the like, oh, your boat's sinking. I'll just leave it here.
This is like what I envisioned when we were when we were having the Groundhog Day episode
Mhm.
and the undead were coming up to get that boat that had like run
Yes.
aground. It looked like that in my head.
Yup. So yeah, that whole thing. All right, so I'm gonna try to work on this. We have just another. It's 1:00 now. What time do we usually stop? Like 12:30 to 1.
We usually
2?
go about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
on
Okay.
this
So
show.
we got a little more time. All right. I'm gonna start.
But
working
I
on this
mean,
now.
for no reason at all. Like we could go all day if we wanted to.
I guess we could. New layer stop. Wait, new layer. Just a new layer. Thank you. Oh no. What did I do? New layer.
Isn't Shakespeare going to be in New Jersey as well?
Shakespeare will be in New Jersey.
Yeah, so just some guy has something to give to him and
Oh,
you give it to him there.
new layer. Layer 4.
So what do you guys want to talk about from last night's show or any episode or, whatever you want? This is a pretty open place, but
Yeah, if anybody wants to talk about last night's show, now is the time. And
oh, that's why he's got to give it to May so that May can give it to Daddy.
Daddykins. All right, let's see. What is this thing called? In and all right, so in and hill is underneath the ink layer. Layers. It's so funny. I talked to somebody who was like, this would be Photoshop. Yeah. So like, they were like, so how many layers do you use in Photoshop? And I was like, and I was just like a beginner Photoshopper. And I was like, I don't know, like 8 or 9. And now it's like, oh, this is like 28 layers right now. And it's getting worse. It's its own section of layers, and it's just
Mav,
So-
are you talking about Thessa? The merge Thassa. Why do I always call her Thessa? Probably because Thecla.
Probably like a Thassa.
Thassa, the merfolk goddess that is in charge. Is Thassa
She's the goddess of the seas.
right? Is she part of the is that who we need to invoke for the tail ceremony?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thassa. We never finished that conversation though about the reason I use those gods is the reason I use Gilligan as like a god and all those things is because people understand them. You're like, you don't need to even have seen every episode of Gilligan's Island to understand the dynamic between the skipper and Gilligan and Ginger and Marianne and all those, because you get it. And then that way, of course, that also, because like when I was a kid playing D&D and I was reading all the gods and I was like, why doesn't Thor just kill Loki? And you're like, well, you don't just kill Loki. And they're like, well, why not? And then you're like, oh, but when you watch Gilligan's Island, you're like, why doesn't the skipper just drown Gilligan? Gilligan clearly is the cause of all your problems. Just drown that mother and just move on with your lives and get off the island. And then you're like, well, you don't just kill Gilligan. And then I was like, oh, I get it now. Okay, he is the god of chaos, but you don't just kill Gilligan.
Sometimes they have really sweet moments together.
They do, absolutely. And just like Loki in the Norse mythos, where you have, Loki turns into a horse and gives birth to another horse that then gifts it to Odin, which is kind of weird, but he does good things for the Aesir gods, and then and that's why you don't kill Loki. Of course he's supposed to be, Why the professor didn't take out Thurston? I think the professor had his hands full with Ginger, if you know what I mean. Hey, he didn't need to take out Thurston. I mean, unless it got down to it, then Rock. I'm pretty sure the professor, god of magic and wisdom, would easily rub two coconuts together, sending out an electric bolt that would just.
Okay, while we're rewriting stuff, I want to see Gilligan's Island turned into a horror battle royale.
Who's gonna win? We don't know. All right. The first lines of this. Oh, try turning up the opacity. That would help. Boop. There we go.
Boop. When I get my tail, I have to show it off. That's right. I was thinking about dressing up a wagon like the carpet and wearing my tail and then having everyone pull me around all day.
I could. There are ways to make this line an actual loop, which I might do that. All right. Yeah. Like, because it would be hanging. But let's see. I'll tell you what, I'm going to share. Let's start over this. Let's start on this guy. Straight lines.
So there's an offshoot of the offshoot.
Oh.
Do you have to pay a lot more to stay in the lighthouse?
Yeah. All right. Wait. Get all these things right. Hang on. Give me that hard round. All your you change your settings one time, and then all of a sudden, blam. So, trying to kill you. Like, oh man, that's a deep, dark twist there, isn't it? Yeah, he caused the wreck in an attempt to get the two hot girls. All the millionaire's money, the professor's new secret formula, and the skipper's boat tore business. Ooh, man, that would be the god of chaos. So that's so like the god of chaos. He's like, Gilligan! Anything that goes wrong, you just blame it on Gilligan. Let's see.
How about Louis' new character? He's really funny. I like having a big dumb guy. So does Echo.
Louis' character is great. All right, what's going on here?
Well, Zolani, there was a storm and it took them far away, right? But people find the island all the time and then somehow they still don't get to escape. Eirik II. I miss Eirik. I miss TJ. I wish TJ could come back one day.
He will.
I know. I just want everything all the time right now. No matter how much it can't work, I just want everything to always be happening all the time right now.
Oh, that's true.
Louis is just great in general.
Why is that slow?
Are we going to have a Texas assemblage of the players at some point?
I would love to.
Yeah.
Someone's going on here.
Take some pictures, shoot some video, get real silly.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah, you got to put Luna's taco stand in there somewhere.
Right. Luno Taco. Yeah, that's right.
Andrew's character is adorable as well. I'm so glad he's on the show. We played with Andrew for many years, and now we scooped him up and put him on the internet for you.
Right. Oh, what's going on here? Yeah. I have some sort of setting that I don't know.
I like the mix of inept and awkward and I'm trying to think of how to describe Loon. She's a lot. She's a lot. He's great. I love how Thales is like just like really innocent. And then Loon is over the top, and then Echo just doesn't give an F. And and Thales is just like, wow.
That's so weird. All right.
Oh, she is a lot and just what I need. Like, I need all of it.
Ooh, pulled string mode.
Pulled string mode.
Yeah, I'm just like testing out different modes here.
His facial expression when Loon pushed him into Echo was hysterical. Yes, it was. I'm waiting for him to like have a twist, and we find out all along that he was like just pretending to be this little thing, and he's actually some kind of mastermind and betrays us all and becomes a Janpire or something.
Nice. Oh man, the hack and slash Christmas special. I'm looking at just some guy, like still little Louie. Well, Louie. Oh my gosh, how long ago was that? Like, I'm wondering, because I know they do it. They do it from time to time, but all right, come on, you. What's going on?
I don't know what hack and slash Christmas special is.
So the hack and slash is a duo that works. Does Ren Fair's sword fighting show, and oh yeah, just so you know, I am working on the stats for the Orange Julius. I even.
Oh my God, he's so cute and angry. He's so angry.
I made some plants. I put them in the jungle, stomping around. That was my little thing. But he does have stats, and yes, it is coming out soon. I swear. Maybe after I finish this show, I'll do it up.
Sally said, was Andrew really accurate in saying he's never played D&D before? If so, he's adapted well. Andrew said he never played D&D before?
He's played D&D.
Played with him.
Yeah, actually, Andrew was one of our playtesters for the for what is going to be the Dungeons and Dragons the Dungeons and Dragons tour to England and Scotland. We have a epic adventure that is coming up, and he's one of the playtesters for that to make sure that the timing would be right and all that jazz.
And that was the playtest where we first met Nathan. That Paolo gets mad every time I bring Nathan up because he's never been in the show, but he's in that world. Nathan lives there.
He does.
And I want to find him, but it's weird because Kitty can't have a quest because Kitty's characters have to have a quest. But the character that knows Nathan is not a character that I play on this show. Although she could show up and be an old friend of Loon's because she was also a drug dealing druid, but just a very different one, but like, you know, still in the same business.
Right. Oh my.
Anyway, Nathan is a gem, and I really can't wait for you guys to meet him because I
just find it super amusing that they're so like you're so intrigued by this one NPC that just
he was amazing. Like the voice that you did for him and the way that you had played him was so great, and he was just perfect in that adventure. Like this was supposed to be just the stable boy. Like he took our horses and then we just roped him into everything. And then he was like an integral part of our party for the rest of the adventure. And he was just so out of his element, but handled everything just in the best way. And I'm sure a lot of the roles kind of turned him into that. Like, you know, like he should not have been able to accomplish this task that we sent him for, but Paulo just rolled really high. So then he had to figure out, why did Nathan accomplish this? And then Nathan comes back and he's got this huge chariot that can fly. And it was just.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right. That's right. I did roll a natural 20. Because, all right, a lot of things happened. And there was like, oh gosh. It started off with the unnamed hero. By the way, it was Shakespeare playing the unnamed hero.
Because when he made his character in
D&D Beyond,
D&D Beyond, it just says unnamed hero until you give it a name. And he just liked that so much. He's like, that is me. I am the unnamed hero. And he had this like leather Captain America mask that he would wear.
Yeah, it was great. And
then I was jealous that he was wearing a costume while we were playing. So I went outside and grabbed a bunch of sticks and leaves and stuck them in my hair. And I'm like, there, now I'm in character too.
Right. That's right. That's right. I do remember that. And then, yeah, so Shakespeare was like, okay, like Nathan, you have to come with us an adventure. And Nathan's like, I just work here and I'm just a stable boy and I don't really do adventures. And they were like, but you have to, come on. Don't you want to, and persuasion. And I think somebody rolled, and this is what happens when normal rolls. This is not even like when other people are throwing in nat 21s or anything. This is just like,
there was no one watching this.
Critical success. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. And it's like, all right, well, maybe he does want to leave. Maybe he does want to go off on some crazy epic adventure. Sure, why not? And they were like, find us some carriage or something. And I rolled, and so this is what I do. I go like, what is the bottom and the top of the possibilities? And it's like outrageous possibility, and I'll roll a percentile because I'm like, okay, if it's percentile, then it's like, if you get 100, it is the most unique thing in the barn. And I believe that it was, I don't want to like give any spoilers, but yeah, it was one of the Hexavorites had just showed up and was like not hanging out in the bar, but he was just like, oh, it's too much trouble to go all the way into the city tonight. I'm just going to crash here. And so his very magical...
it was sweet.
Very magical carriage. And Nathan's like, swings it around because they were like, we'll be out waiting for you. It's just bring forth some, find us some way to travel. And he's like, get in the carriage now. Get in the carriage. You have to get in right now. And everyone's like, what have you done, Nathan? What have you done?
So how are we not to be even more endeared to him? Because we were just like, it was a carriage. And then the balls on this kid to come back with this carriage.
I don't know if it was balls or if he
Nathan.
I think that was, to me, that was more just like, well, there's the carriage. That'll hold everybody. I guess so.
Right. But it doesn't matter because we could still interpret it as him be like, oh shit, Nathan, look what you did. Oh my God, let's go.
Yep.
I think, but we were aware that it was more ineptitude than it was balls.
More innocence.
Yeah.
And yeah.
But we still thought it was awesome either way. Yeah. And so Nathan just kept being a winner. And then Paulo had the nerve to go and put him in danger. He was getting carried away by an owl bear, as was Paulo Garbanzo.
That's right. And who got saved?
Nathan. Yeah, so we already loved him, and then you put him in danger, and now we're like, no, don't you hurt our sweet innocent Nathan.
I believe that's pretty much just what you said. I don't know if anybody else said.
No, everybody was really okay. It was mostly me and Shakespeare, but TJ and Andrew's characters were not opposed to Nathan loving.
It's true. Everybody was on board. Everybody was on board. Yep. So yeah. Yes, that happened. So if you play in our D&D game, so here's the whole idea, everybody. Just so you know, once we actually have that adventure play out, it will be, thankfully that I have a whole nother year to do it. It will be a module that can be bought, and so it's going to premiere on the tour in another year.
And when you make the cover art, Nathan is going to be on the cover of.
Like, why is there a stable boy on the cover of your adventure?
You don't have to meet Nathan or incorporate him into your entire adventure if you don't want to, but he will be there.
You could just leave him at the tavern.
You could let him live his life out in safety and peace.
But now that you said it, no one's going to let him do that. No one's going to do that. They're going to be like, where's Nathan?
Like, you're gonna go try and talk. You're trying to get them to talk to whoever's gonna tell them all the like important information they need, and they're like, "Yeah, shut up. Where's Nathan?"
Didn't he like arrange a tour of the what do you call it?
What do you call it?
Of the necropolis. Did he do that for you guys?
I can't remember.
He might not have.
We did ask a lot of him, so we could have asked him to give us a tour, and he's like, "Oh, that's not really my job, but okay."
Yeah, I think. Well, see, I can't remember if
it could have been a different play.
It could have been because I play test. We did this a few times, and yeah, one of the groups was like, "Can you arrange a tour of the?" They actually like did this whole big scouting out of the thing that needed to be scouted, whereas I think you guys just ran through the front door. I think. It's a trap. Yes.
Can I just some guy says, can I go ahead and give Nathan a -5 right now? How dare you?
How dare you? Get out. That's supposed to be a straight line. For those of you, I am actually using the Wacom, WACOM, Wacom scrawly board thing that writes on the thing.
I want to get one. I want to get it.
They're not crazy pricey.
It's true.
No.
Just,
It definitely speeds things up. Holy crap. Especially because I'm left-handed, but yet I mouse with my right hand. I don't know why. But I definitely draw with my left hand. So
I like this thing too much.
I just looked over.
I prefer the touchscreen tablet. Matt, do you have the kind where you see the image as you're drawing on it? And that's, I guess, what you're talking about. Yeah, so you have, and he has the one where it's just a surface, and then you touch that surface, and then the cursor, relates to where it is.
Where it is.
Yeah. That's the kind that Brent has too. And it's less appealing to me, and I don't know why. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not like disjointed or anything. I thought it would be really distracting, but it's cool. But I still think I want the one Matt's talking about.
It's so funny there because there's so many layers to this thing that you're like, that looks like trash. But you're like, eventually it'll be fine. Don't worry. It's a hat or a brooch or a pterodactyl.
Apparently that's my pterodactyl impression.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right-hand mouse probably due to some. Although actually, you know what? I feel like I was using the mouse and also writing, because I come from the days of pencils, and in the before times we had pencils and mice, and yeah. So I feel like maybe that's possibly part of my problem. but if that is a problem, I don't know. So if it's a problem. All right, what kind of roof? Let's see. So just to show you the kinds of roofs available in this town, we have red tile. We have copper roof over here that looks like scales, because this is the dragon section of the town. I don't know if you could tell by the dragon that's in that temple, or at least the statue of a dragon that's in the temple, or those dragon heads.
Can I look at the whole thing again? I mean, I want to come back to this spot and look at it, but I want to get a sense of. So this is a part of Magecraft that we haven't played in yet?
Correct.
Okay, because I keep trying to be like, is this here? Is that there? Show me something I recognize, but we haven't gone there.
You've got the big map. Why don't you put the big?
Oh yeah.
Let's big map you. I'll show you exactly where Lowport is. Oh, here, let's take that down here. Look, it's on the map. It's on the north side of the city. Boop. You're almost there.
Oh.
Yeah, there it is. And so we have to bring it over.
I can't put it up and see it at the same time.
Right. All right. So see where that little bridge is right there at the bottom of Lowport. All right. So wait, take it to your. Yeah, there we go. All right. So see that right there. That little bridge is actually this little canal bridge. Oh, of course, I'm not. You can't see it.
Well,
all right. So I'm gonna put
you
that.
up too.
I will put that up. Well, see, you can't do both. All right. Yes, we can. Hang on. We can do it. Oh, I'm gonna. All right. So boop. So that little canal bridge is that covered bridge right there. Oh yeah.
Okay.
And as you can see, there's a little canal, and those are the canal locks.
So you're drawing on it this way right now.
Yeah, sort of. I mean, this is obviously perspective, and that is like right up in the. That's like only a small section
That's
of
just
that
like
entire
right
bay.
here.
Yeah, it's just that little teeny section right there. Yeah, put that map back up. Put it back up. Yeah, so like it's just that little. This drawing is literally just that little tiny section, not to scale clearly. So it's just that little nubbin right there. Yeah, like
What
pretty
my
much.
finger's
Yeah,
covering.
pretty much. Yeah, even smaller than what your fingers covering.
Yeah.
And that's just like the inner section of the little part of the town there. So.
And then this is just a portion of this.
Right.
So this whole map of Magecraft is only
That little spot right there. You can see the bay.
Little
There's the bay.
that my finger's covering right there.
And that's not even the world map. That's just the section of the map that I am working.
Oh yeah. Well, do you have the world map?
I'm working on the PDF version of it. So
I've seen just his pencil in a notebook drawing of it, and it's big. And there's a desert with cat people. Yeah.
Who live on the other side of the valley. Yeah, it is true. It's true. They're there. All right. Let's see. Boop. Bring it back to there. Boop. All right. So let's see. I'm just checking out these things. No touchpads or mice. Bulletin boards. Oh gosh. Yes, in the before times. So David, yes. I'm just reading the comments here. All right.
Oh, I just remembered the thing that I wanted to talk about back in the beginning of the show when you were like, "Hey, Kitty, you talk now," and I was like, "I can't remember the thing that I wanted to talk about." I want to talk about our Discord. I have yet to join it, but I'm finally getting to a place in my busyness of life where I can get on there and play around. Have you guys been playing on there? I know some people have been sharing some things to it because I've seen some that these guys have shown me, but I haven't gone on and played in there yet, but I want to, and I want to see what you guys look like. If anybody likes to have profile pictures, because I know you all have them here, but they're so tiny. But yay, we can share pictures of each other and chit chat.
The Discord is a ton of fun, and I have to say we've there have been some great comments, great conversations going on. We talk about all the stuff. I try to get on there as often as I can. Of course, I'm just busy. I'm just a busy person. But I want to, but please, everybody jump on there. There's, not to say secret information, but we can go into a little more detail about a lot of stuff.
Like what?
Oh, just about all the goings-ons and just all the happenings and just various and sundry. You got to get on there, Katie.
Okay, as soon as we're finished here, as soon as this is all over, I'm going to go in there and actually do the thing and like get in there and say hi. And I don't know, I have a Discord.
You have a Discord
profile.
I've invited you to the channel.
Okay. I just don't open Discord. I'm going to, though, as soon as we're done creating.
Oh, yeah.
The Discord is popping. It's hopping and popping.
I get May's on there all the time. Yeah. So we haven't even talked about we got 20 more minutes. We haven't even talked about last night's game really that much.
Found out that Hexor is still on the island. Ooh, she's still mad. She's still mad.
Also found out that there's some weird connection between the fire elementals
and the machines.
And the machines and Atlanteans. I wasn't going to say Atlanteans, but Atlanteans.
I wonder if Hexor knows what went on for the, 400 years that this island was in there, or did he just pop it in there and forget about it and did other stuff for 400 years, or did he go there and
he didn't do much after Thekla got a hold of him.
Oh, right. How long was it before she got a hold of him?
Not that long.
Oh, so he doesn't know what was going on. He's finding out now. Oh my God. I love Hexor so much.
No, he's blipped it over there. I guess we really haven't talked about why. But the answer is why, so there's a little backstory there where Hexor and Thekla had it out. And here's the thing. The Thekla is from the island of Cecil, where the Minotaurs lived. And the island was only in the fire plane for 400 years. Let's not exaggerate. So apparently Thekla and the fire demon had a little spat. And then the fire demon was like, oh yeah, where did you call home again? Blam. Bye-bye. And then Thekla got her revenge by ripping Hexor in half, leaving one half in that chunk of rock, and the other half wandering around aimlessly in her little maze, lost forevers, until somebody came by and picked him up.
Mab brings up a good point. If she hadn't stolen his brain, he might have returned it a lot sooner.
I mean, maybe, but maybe she tried. That's what I don't get. Like, yeah, she would have had to have at least tried. Oh, she absolutely tried.
Okay.
She was like, "What did you do?" And they,
and
epic
he just
argument.
Wouldn't.
Oh no, he's a demon. He was like, "F you, pal."
Mm-hmm.
And then so yup.
Mm-hmm.
And then so that happened. So she was like, "All right, fine, tear you in half." Blam. So yeah. Well, we've done like 20 minutes. Oh, yeah. So, And
but eventually Echo's gonna cool down and realize she might have, had a bad reaction to that news. But I mean, come on, how are you not supposed to?
No, that's a pretty good reaction. I would have done the same thing, honestly.
I don't know if I would have. I'm too I'm way too trying to understand why people do things. And
I mean, see, that's the thing for Hexor. I mean, that island disappeared moments ago. That was like last week. And then he's like, oh, yeah, it's just been sitting there.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that was 400 years. Oh, geez. Have I been in there for 400 years? Oh, golly. Yeah.
Mhm.
So, Blamski. Let's see. Well, hey, just some guy from Tennessee. I am going to be at the Tennessee Renaissance Fair. Are you in Tennessee? There's a good question for you. Just some guy. Oh, I see you. I see what you did there. I see what you did. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm totally gonna space and be like, oh, okay.
Okay, thanks for not answering. Keeps your secrets then. All right. Hey, here's a little trick that I learned. If you want to keep all these windows in the same level, then what you do is you do this little thing. Boop, draw the line. All right, draw the line. And I mean, technically, I guess you could say that they wouldn't be the same exact thing because of boop. And then what you do is make the window, you draw a straight line, and then you erase the lines in between. So much fun. I know, it's just a little trick. Keeps all of them.
That's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Eraser. Oh, don't use eraser that big.
That's too big.
That's a little too
That's too big.
All right, we're going to drop that size down a little bit. Yep, there we go. Oh, helps if the opacity of the eraser is 100%. Boop, there we go. And gone. And gone.
Mab, I just read that as he might be into her fiery temple. And then I reread it and you said temper. I was going to be like, Echo's temple is not fiery.
Welcome to never mind. Whoa, let's see. On that map. I said on that map. Right. So you see those little chunks of island out there?
There's a lot of them.
Right. So see Magecroft, right?
Yeah.
It's actually just beyond that chunk of island.
Off the page?
Nope. It would be straight. It would be, right, go down. All right. Right about where your finger is right now.
Oh.
Blam. So it's not that far away from Magecroft. It's actually follows the other ley line, which is not on the map. And yeah, it's super nearby, which is of course why everything is happening.
So you guys have these maps. If you're Patreon supporters, right? Does every tier of the Patreon? Okay. Do you guys like print them out and nerd out over them as much as I do?
I know Reverend Tommy does.
Yeah, 'cause I just it's so much fun. Like, I mean, you know, really good fantasy books like Lord of the Rings and Wheel of Time, they all have the maps in it. Why am I so low?
Oh, sorry.
They all have the really great maps. And so it's really fun, like while you're reading, to follow along the map. And so for this, it's awesome because it's not just the character I'm reading about, it's the character I'm playing. So I'm like, I trotted around over there and it's super cool. And so like you guys are watching this as it's being created, you know, not a book that was written 40 years ago or whatever. And so you get to look at these maps and be like, oh, I know they're right here. I wonder where they're going to go next. Oh, what's that strange row of hills over there? Are they going to end up on that strange row of hills? So it's so super duper cool.
It's like what I like is like, oh, the winery that was the wedding of Valdris and Greg. Greg is you know, it's not on the map because obviously it's just a little winery. It's too small, but it is on that mountain. It is on Magmount.
Oh right,
you know,
that's on Magmount.
And you know, actually the Here, I'll make it big for you. You know what? I think don't I have this map? Hang on. I think our map is in our.
If you put it in, if you pull it up in Photoshop, then you can point to stuff.
Wait, that's on the background. Do I have it in the front ground? Yeah, I have it in the foreground. I could have just done this whole time. Okay.
No, it's fine. It gave me something to do.
So there's Magmount, right? And of course that mountain, that gigantic lava thing that spews lava, volcano. And
hang on a second. Just some guy. If the 80s was 20 years ago, then the 40s can be 40 years ago. Okay. Thank you. Sorry, what you were saying, Magmount lava.
Yeah, so like Romulus's lair is on that mountain, and so is the winery that had the wedding, and it's all there on the.
And then just to the northwest of Magmount is the island that we're on right now.
Pretty much.
Well, it's not on the map because it appeared.
It just appeared, yeah.
It's been gone for 400. This map was made in the last 400 years,
That's right.
So that island's not on there.
Yeah, so all these people, of course, that's the thing. Like more and more of these old maps of the island of Cecil will come out, and it'll, we'll get a better and better map. So like right now, Barnabas has a crappy map that, no offense, but yeah, he's just got, because it was a long time ago, and they didn't really. They're like, well, I guess we won't need that map anymore. I'm like, oh, well, maybe they do. So then they were like, well, crap. And they looked around, and that was the only map they found that was useful at all. So yeah. And of course, it only has theirs.
It's the Matamonta.
Is that my baby?
It is. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. I don't want to interrupt you. I have math art questions, but I can wait till you're done talking about maps and Magmount.
Well, math and art questions and maps. That sounds like, yeah, great.
Okay. So, hi, everybody. I'm working on my tarot deck. And as you know, one of the challenges that I encounter, my art is wide relative to being tall because I made the art that I wanted to make, never imagining that thousands of people would want to interact with it. So it's oddly sized for tarot decks, right? Like playing cards are long and skinny. And this is a challenge that continues every time because now I'm committed to this. I'm 80 cards into this format, right? So I have to keep making it work.
Right.
So this is a proportionality question. I know that how can I say this? Here's the old back, right? It's 9 by 6.
Right. And that's, so for everybody who doesn't know, that Matamonza here has made these cards from linoleum block. It's like a wood block print. And so their original size is this big old chunky thing right here.
Right. Little tiny chisels.
And then eventually it gets reduced down, but it's proportionally reduced. So
they end up being this size. That's the old back. This is the slightly newer back. That's the 2015 back. But you can see, like, my art, the art there is not square, but it is short and stout, whereas the card itself is longer. So this is 9 by 6. So what happened was, I was wondering why it's taking me so long to carve these new ones. The blocks are actually bigger. So I actually made bigger art. I am a million hours into carving bigger blocks. Behold the difference between, this is the size of this one. This is 9 by 6. The other one is probably 8 by 10.
Oh no.
Right? So it's proportionally, it's far bigger. It's not that I've gotten slow in my dotage. It's that it's way more yardage to cover. So there's that. Basically, I'm at the part where I either have to buy new blocks that are the correct proportion and start these pieces of art over for the purposes of the deck, or I have to figure out where I am proportionally. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Because, this is a different proportion. It's, it's not just, 20% bigger in every direction or whatever.
It's not like 1x2 and it's not 2x4. It's not just, it is
Right.
It is a different aspect ratio.
Right. I don't, that's the word I'm looking for. Thank you. Aspect ratio. So I'm a million hours into carving all these little tiny, feathers and finials and everything on this Mongol and their awesome horse. Like, it'll be a nice piece of art no matter what, but it does need to get moved further up the queue if I have to actually start over.
Right.
Because of the proportionality. So,
Big screen.
if anybody knows how to solve that question, yes, aspect ratio, Mab, or if that's or if I should just set this aside until, when we're in Sicily and I'll sit on a beach and work on it.
Well, there's that, and we can, there's a lovely thing in Photoshop called free transform.
Transform?
And it just squishes it down, but it's gonna look so weird if it's not the same, because it won't be the same proportions.
Right. I mean, and that's the essence of being an artist, is that I visualized and sketched and drew and carved. Like, I'm committed to these proportions because what I was doing was perfect.
Right. And as Matt said, it would stretch. So it's like, you could take it and be like, Wah!
Sometimes it's a matter of like setting something in I'm dealing with this right now in the reprint that I'm dealing with. Sometimes you just have to add like a wider border on the top and the bottom, because that's the problem of taking something that is super folk art and then jamming it into a digital medium.
Right. So here's something that I'm gonna maybe say is a possibility, is to bringing that into Photoshop, break up the image into its parts.
Yeah.
And then literally take each piece and squish it down.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay. Which and might give you the right proportions without squishing the image, like without squishing the image. It would then, because if you have a tree here and a tree over here, you could make each one an individual image and then put those trees closer without changing the size of the trees.
I think at that point, I personally think I'll just probably carve them all over again, because by the time I've done that, I end up with a digital object, but it's the analog art is the part I actually enjoy. It just has to, all the shit I've been doing this whole year has been taking my analog art and cramming it through all these digital holes, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. I'd be happy to try it. Like, I'm not the best Photoshopper in the world. I do know some other people who would be probably way better at Photoshop than I am. But I mean, that's something that I could try to do. I've done something similar to that.
I've been waiting to ask the same question that Mab just asked. How many have you carved?
Well, yes. And I'll answer that in a second. Also, I saw that Sir Whitebat asked about the blank space. So you can see here that I deliberately leave a blank space, because once you print it, that becomes the black area that the descriptive text is imposed upon, right? So it's like, I could fudge that and extend the image. And so here's the star card. Like, I could make it so that, the coast of the water stretches down or whatever. It's just, again, I didn't carve it that way. I wouldn't have proportionally put her where she is. I deliberately put her near the border. So I do have some fudging space if I decided to go that way. But again, there are these.
Also, I want to point out that if we did that, you could make a cool little video of like moving the pieces around, like some sort of Ken Burns sort of thing.
Right. Or like that awesome movie about Rosaline Norton, the witch.
When they take the things and then just like move them through the screen, but it's still just a.
Yes, I highly recommend that piece of art. It's a movie called The Witch of King's Crossing, and it's about this fantastic artist, mystic. She was basically Loon if Loon was into lingerie. So she did a lot in the movie. They took a lot of her art, which is extremely entheogenic. It's like psychedelic, and they moved it so you're like moving through the different aspects of it. Right. So you're experiencing it like a person would if they had been eating Loon's mushrooms. So
Loon's mushrooms and taco stand.
Why is it only ever have mushroom tacos, man?
You just keep going around the block, and then you like end up back at the Loon's mushroom stand, and you're like, "Where are we just here? I don't know, but now I want a taco." And then you're like,
"Taco con fungi." To answer Kitty and Mab's question, 3. So I have 3 of these. This is again here's the star card. because I wanted to make a more like ethnically ambiguous full-figured star card, and it also has a sauna at the top, which is one of my favorite things. So hopefully I can like manifest one in my life. And then this, which is the Seeker of Wands, it's like a knight card. So that's got 1,000,000 hours in it. And then this one, which is almost done, and it's the wrong size. This one I can use no matter what, because this is the new back.
Mm-hmm.
So like that one, I could sit it in the middle of a,
And that's more organic shape. I mean, not organic shapes, but it's more.
It's architectural
I'm
rather
gonna make you the
than.
big screen. That would be a lot easier to manipulate as far as a digital image and make it the right proportions. Because of course you're just dealing with. You're just dealing with
I can put a black border or repeating things. That's fine.
and take it and flip it and do it around.
Yeah.
I like how you've brought us this interesting cliffhanger problem right at the end of the show.
Yeah. Well, we can talk about it next time because I have to go. Suddenly I've just been called to go help our kid with a high school question. So
All right.
this is my math issue. If anybody can figure out what to do, see you next week.
Send a message to info at
Becky'sNoble@gmail.com.
Yeah, mail it to our mailbag, and there you go. All right, well, my friends, I think we're gonna that's a great way to end this show now.
Yeah. Who knew we needed cliffhangers for
That's
the
right.
art show?
Jump on our Facebook, Nat 21 Adventures. Jump on our Discord. If
I'm
you wanna
gonna go there
chat.
right after this.
And I still need to get you a subscription to our subscribe to our channel.
Yeah.
so that-
I would
yeah.
like to use the emojis, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's right. We got some more emojis up there as well for our Twitch channel. We got a mug. We got some more action items. So do subscribe, hey, if you can. At the very least, follow us, and we will see you and mailing something in the mailbag today. Thanks so much. All right, everybody, have a great day. This has been Creighton with the crew. We made some stuff, and now we have some problems to solve. It's like Scooby-Doo. We have a mystery.
Scooby-Doo.
It's stuck in my head
It's
forever
in there.
now. Long story. All right, my friends. Tonight is the Patreon Saints game. That's going to start at 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central, which is where I am. And it usually runs like 2.5 hours, 3 hours. They're home. They're not home. They're on a small town.
Oh, thank
And-
you, just some guy.
Yeah. Oh, give sub. Hey, thank you. Well, there we go. That solves that problem.
Now I could use the emoji.
And all right. That's right. Oh, well, hey, you get to be a hero. There you go. All right. Well, my friends, we'll see you tonight at the Grand Patreon Saints game. And until then, have a great day. Ciao, everybody.
You forgot to say the thing.
Oh, because I don't have any dice out. Nat 21 Adventures. When a natural 20 just won't do, you need a Nat 21.
That wasn't the thing.
Oh, what was the thing?
Remember, there's
Oh.
never critical failures, just critical little accidents.
That's right.